Welcome to ACR Health Nutrition Education class. My name is Shirley. I'm one of the nutrition educators that works for the program. Today I want to talk to you guys about healthy snacking and what makes a healthy snack. I'm going to start by just pulling up a PowerPoint for everyone to look at. Great. So snacking for success, or what makes a healthy snack. So today, some of the things I want to talk about are understanding what a healthy snack is, being able to decide what a healthy snack is when you're making one, understand how to incorporate healthy snacks into your daily diet, and understand the basic guidelines for successful snacking and what that really means. So there's a few different benefits to eating healthy snacks. Eating appropriately sized healthy snacks might help you with weight loss or weight management if you're trying to gain weight or stay the same. It'll help you keep consistent energy throughout the day, and it'll help give your metabolism a boost, kind of keep everything moving all day long. So what is a snack? A snack, by definition, is a small portion of food, drink, or a light meal. So typically when you think of a snack, you're probably thinking like cheese and crackers or carrots and dip, something like that. And that would be a small portion of food. A drink option would be like a small smoothie or a small milkshake, or maybe a water with lots of fruit in it if you're going to eat the fruit after. Or a light meal. So maybe a small amount of leftovers. Maybe you've got just 2 or 3 cheese raviolis with tomato sauce left on them, and you want to eat those for a snack. That would all work. So what goes in a snack? A healthy snack should be nutrient-dense foods that have essential vitamins and minerals. When we say nutrient-dense, what we mean is that even though the food itself isn't big or full of lots of calories, it has lots of nutrition in it. For example, an apple doesn't really have that many calories in it. It's not that large usually. It fits in the palm of your hand, but it's full of fiber, it's full of vitamins and minerals, it has water content for your body, it does lots of good things for you. Something that's kind of the opposite would maybe be like a ho-ho or a zebra cake. Those are also small, they fit in the palm of your hand, not much to them. But really, when it gets into your body, all that it's made of is sugar and flour. So it's not really giving you anything other than a whole bunch of sugar. There aren't really any nutrients, nutrition, nothing good for your body in there. So that's what we mean by nutrient dense, small but full of good stuff. You want snacks to be placed into your daily schedule. So you do want to purposefully eat 1 to 2 snacks a day between meals, before meals, maybe if you're up too early or up too late at night, because you want to keep your metabolism going, keep your body working. The last bullet point is that snacks should include 1 or more food groups of the MyPlate. So we'll go over that separate on the next slide. So down at the bottom here, you see the MyPlate. The MyPlate is a tool created by the USDA to help guide your food choices at mealtime. We're going to talk about it at snack time though, so it's still important to look at the MyPlate. You can see that it has 5 food groups on it. So when you're thinking of a snack, you want to pick something that comes from 2 different food groups. That's ideal. That way you're getting a variety of nutrients into your diet rather than just one set. If you're just eating plain crackers or plain banana, try to put things together. So the 5 food groups, just as a refresher, are fruits and vegetables, which should be making up about half of your day. Grains, and again, you want half of those grains, at least half of those grains, to be whole grains when possible. Protein, you want lean proteins as much as possible, so those would be nuts and seeds and maybe white meat and fish. And the last group is up at the top of the picture, and that's dairy. So dairy would be our milk, our yogurt, stuff like that. Try and choose low-fat dairy when you can. And don't forget that dairy products that come from sources other than cows, like almond milk or soy milk, things like that, those also still count as the dairy group. So when it comes to snacking, you want to pick at least 2 at a time. And why is that? Why can't we just choose junk food? So snacks that are high in sugar can cause a blood sugar spike, and that may result in fatigue. So if you're choosing junk food, I'll pick on the Skittles I see in there. So if you choose Skittles as your snack, you might feel full for a minute, but essentially all you ate was sugar. So you're gonna have a blood sugar spike, and then afterwards, you're gonna feel a little bit tired out. Similarly, if you chose a snack that was full of too much salt or something like that, you might feel bloated, uncomfortable, just not your best choices. So I'm actually going to pause here, and I'm going to show you guys a quick video about choosing healthier snacks. So give me just a moment to pull that up. Let's see here. What if I do that? Oh, what if I do that? Let's see. Here we go. So we'll go ahead and share sound and share screen. Great. So this is a quick, just 1-minute video on choosing some healthier snacks.
When it comes to snacks, small changes can add up to big wins. Do you normally snack on this? Make a switch. Do this one time and save over 200 milligrams of sodium. Do this 3 times a week for a year and save over 30,000 milligrams. Or is this more like your snack of choice? Why not try this? Do this one time and save 15 grams of saturated fat. Do this once a week for a year and save 780 grams. Small changes can really add up. Share your wins using hashtag #MyPlateMyWins.
Okay. So I know that was very quick, but I like that video because it shows a couple of very quick, easy swaps when it comes to snack time. And the reason it's important to choose slightly healthier snacks is because, like the video showed, you want to have less sugar, less fat, less sodium in your diet overall. And snacking is sometimes a place that a lot of those things can come in. So I'm going to go back to the PowerPoint. Here we are. So how do I choose a healthy snack? So you want to try to choose a snack with ingredients from at least 2 of the food groups, like we said. So you want to mix some grain with your dairy. You want to mix vegetables with your protein. You want to mix fruit with protein, stuff like that. Try to keep your snack between 100 and 200 calories. So make sure you're looking at food labels, counting out the right number of crackers or grapes or what have you. And when you're choosing your snacks, think about your meals throughout the day. Do you eat enough of each food group at mealtime? If not, pick out groups that you might be lacking for your snacks. For example, I'm usually good at getting fruit in at breakfast, but I don't necessarily eat fruit at lunch and especially not at dinner. So sometimes at the end of the day, I choose something like dried fruit or banana with peanut butter to try to get that fruit requirement hit for the day. So think about things like that. Don't forget that snacking on fruits, vegetables, and whole grains will help you feel fuller, provide you with lasting energy, and usually these food groups have very little sodium, added sugars, or unhealthy fats in them. If you do have a blood sugar issue, like diabetes type 1 or type 2, just make sure that you're counting your fruits and checking the food labels that come with your grains. So now I just want to go through each food group and talk about a couple snack options to kind of get the ball rolling. So first we have our grain group. So some examples of grain snacks would be tortillas, granola, popcorn, whole wheat mini bagels, whole wheat crackers. Snacks like these contain a lot of fiber, and they're complex carbs when they're whole grains, which means you get longer lasting energy, which is great. So next we have the protein group. Examples of good protein-filled snacks would be nuts and seeds, sliced deli meat, eggs, bean-based dips like black bean dip or hummus. Snacks that come with a lot of protein can help keep you feeling fuller for longer periods of time. They can be a little more calorically dense, so make sure you're checking food label for serving sizes, especially when it comes to things like nuts and seeds and those really yummy dips. Sometimes the serving size is a little bit smaller than we want it to be, so check it out. So next we have the dairy group. Some examples of healthy snacks for dairy would be cottage cheeses, yogurts, cheese sticks or slices, ice creams, smoothies made with milk. Don't forget that if you're lactose intolerant or if you're trying to choose less true dairy products, don't forget that any products mimicking these but made with soy or nuts, those still count in the dairy group. So if you like soy milk, if you like yogurt made with almonds or something like that, those still count as dairy for now. So go ahead and think about them that way. Most of these snacks, including the ones that don't necessarily come from cow's milk, are rich in vitamin D and calcium, and they can usually be very high in protein as well. So take a look at your labels. When you're choosing dairy, the one thing to think about is to try to choose low-fat options to minimize saturated fats and cholesterols. So vegetables is kind of an easy one because the list is exhaustive. You can snack on carrots, cucumbers, small tomatoes, celery, broccoli, snap peas, really any vegetable that's nice and small that you can pop in your mouth makes for a good snack. Snacking on vegetables is great because they're rich in nutrients, including vitamins and minerals. They're often really low in fat and sodium and sugar, so those are really good snacks to look at. And then we have fruits. So fruits are another one that, like vegetables, you can snack on almost any of them. So berries, apples, oranges, grapes, mango, pineapples are all really great choices. Don't forget that dried fruit also counts, like raisins and banana chips. So those are things that you can turn into trail mixes or throw into your yogurt or on your ice cream for a little added texture. Fruits are a really good snack because they're rich in vitamins and minerals. And again, like vegetables, they're usually very low in fat and sodium. Again, if you're watching your blood sugar, try not to over snack on fruit, but don't be afraid to choose some. It is something that you need in your diet. So how can I actually incorporate all this into my day? So just try to plan ahead. Think about where you need to go when you do your weekly or monthly shopping. You know, do I have a lot of appointments? Do I need traveling snacks? Will I be home a lot? Is there room in my budget for conveniently portioned or pre-chopped snacks, or should I be taking the time to do some of that myself? Once you've thought about that stuff, think about pre-portioning servings of your favorite snacks that can be put into your purse or coat for on-the-go convenience. And don't shy away from making a snack station in your fridge or pantry or on your kitchen counter, whatever you need. On the next slide, I have a little picture of an example of that. This one's a little fancy. The lady that made this had a few different kids in her household, but it's nice. Everything is a pre-portioned ingredient. You can see strawberries, grapes. It looks like she has sliced deli meat. On this side, she's got peanut butters, apple sauces, packets of nuts. So kids can pick things from different food categories to make snacks. What's nice is that adults are just grown children. So if you think that's cute, that's something you can always do at home too. It might really help with portion sizes. So the last thing I want to talk about today is vending machines. So maybe you dropped the ball and you went out without a snack and now you're out for a few hours, got several doctor's appointments, waiting for cabs, all that nonsense. So you're hungry, you're out and about, and you need to get something from a vending machine. Vending machines can be really tough because they're often filled with snacks full of sugar and sodium and added fats and things like that. So a few options that might make good choices are things like 100% juices in place of sodas or colored waters, things like that. You want to choose popcorns, pretzels, trail mixes. Sometimes there's packets of peanuts or sunflower seeds. Oftentimes there's those soft, chewy granola bars, but there's also ones that are a little more dense and crumbly. And those ones tend to have a little bit less sugar and a little bit more of the whole grains and nutrients. So those are just some options, things to think about when you're in the doctor's office, at the bus station. Usually some of those options will be available in a vending machine. So lastly here, I just wanted to give you guys some ideas of some complete snacks. So some of those ingredients we talked about earlier kind of coming together to make really good, filling, nutritious snacks. So up in the first corner, I have celery and nut butter. So if you like peanut butter, cashew butter, almond butter, You can swipe that on just about any fruit or vegetable you can think of, any whole wheat cracker you can think of, all will be really good. Down here, I've got fruit with cottage cheese. So you can do any percentage of cottage cheese, any kind of fruit. Instead of cottage cheese, you could picture that fruit on yogurt, on ice cream, maybe on cereal. So there's lots of options there. Up in this top corner, I did carrots and hummus. So those carrots could really be almost any vegetable. They also could be pita chips or baked tortilla. And hummus is a dip made entirely out of chickpeas. So it's full of protein and vegetable nutrients. That's a very good snack. And down at the bottom, I chose baked tortilla chips with pico de gallo, which is really just a fancy term for like homemade chunky salsa. It's usually nice fresh tomatoes and onions, maybe cilantro, maybe some garlic. And you chop that up and you put it on some baked tortilla chips and it makes for a great snack. So these are just some options, some things to think about. So I will go ahead and stop sharing that. So at this point, if you guys have any questions about this presentation, any questions about snacks, please feel free to give myself or your educator a call. Otherwise, I hope everyone is staying safe and we look forward to seeing you shortly. Have a good one.